Hey, and welcome back to the Could Try Harder channel. This is the third video in the series on the Mk1 Golf Hood, and in this episode Carl finishes off the roof and we get to see the final result, and it is stunning. Welcome back to the third installment, I guess. Number one being taking the roof off, number two being getting the interliner and the padding done, and now we are putting the final roof onto the car.
You missed the headliner bit out, did you?
Headliner, what did I say? Interliner.
Yeah, headliner first.
Headliner, interliner, padding. And Carl's just putting in the, what do you call this, Carl?
This is a rear tension cable. It's really important that you get a really good rear tension cable as well. One that's sleeved to the correct diameter. Yeah.
Because the whole cable is kind of sleeved, a bit like a bike cable.
Well,
oh no,
I mean,
that's just plastic coated, right?
This is black plastic coated, but then you have a
sleeve on the outside.
Sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah, 79 to 81.
Sorry, 79 to
79 to 81 they changed, and then again from sort of about 82, I think, to about 85. On the hood cover themselves, there's either elastics with press studs on or hooks. And I don't know whether you'll be able to see it here, but on here, inside here, there's a cutout for the hook, but later ones have a press stud on.
Okay.
So that will depend upon what you get. Now, some of your black plastics you get in your cars and early cars won't have this on, but it's not necessarily a big problem just to drill a hole with a pop rivet and put a stud base on it. The other thing with these cars is, on post 1991, there's a further press stud here, which kills the power supply to the hood, so that you don't accidentally, once the hood cover is fitted, there's an ear, like we call it a dog ear, is a flap that clips over that on the hood cover itself, and what it does, it interrupts the supply to the roof, the pump motor. So you
can't shut it with a...
Yeah, with the hood cover on.
Wow,
so
that's
it's
clever.
A safety feature, really.
Yeah, that's smart.
So, yeah, I mean, is it overkill? I don't know. And obviously in America, the USA versions, they actually have, in this section here, a built-in metal piece that comes up with an inertia seatbelt reel here.
Yeah.
So subsequently, when the roof is down and the hood cover is fitted, there is actually square cutouts for the USA versions, because mandatorily they needed 3-point belts in the back, whereas here on other countries, it's lap belts.
Fair enough. Cool. Thanks for that.
So yeah, there we go.
Can I help? No? You got it? You're all good.
I need the 4 10mm bolts.
Okay. This is your heated rear window wiring.
Yeah, there's a rubber grommet that comes through the back here.
Yep.
Normally we wouldn't have to do any of this, put it all back.
But obviously the car's been to the body shop, so everything's dismantled.
Most people's cars would just be straightforward.
Sorry, Carl.
Don't worry. I've purposely put the glue down there.
Yeah.
Rather than having it on the rollover bar, just in case
you knock it in the car.
Knock it, and then the next thing you know, you've got a car full of glue and a holy mess to clean up.
Not so bad in here, because of course we don't have any carpets yet, but I can imagine.
If you've got carpets and seats fitted, it's
that'd be a disaster.
Oh, of course. The beauty of using a good quality contact adhesive is it won't really take long to flash off. Trade secret, a lot of people use things like Evo stick, but you really need a good quality high temperature, what they call a high temperature glue.
Okay.
Simple reason being is obviously
roof gets to high temperature.
Yeah, they get hot and that. So for some reason we've got the remnants of an old clip in here.
Oh, okay.
So
get rid of that then.
Yeah. Wheedle that out. There we go. Good.
High chance you'll need some replacement clips on a roof, particularly if they're the originals. Because they're what? I mean, how old are these cars now? The 90s,
30,
90s?
30, 40, depending on the year. I mean, these are no longer available for your dealer. We've got a good supplier. But I mean, even we've had cars come in where, because obviously there's a square hole, and we talk about putting a round peg in a square hole. We've had cars come in where they've just literally whittled a piece of wood and hammered it in the hole. We've seen things like wall plugs rammed in there.
I guess it's not stupid if it works, but far better to get the right thing.
Well, I mean, you know, it's not that it doesn't work, it's just that it's not, that's what's supposed to be there. And then of course, as your hood gets old, particularly PVC, they go porous.
Yeah.
The moisture gets in there, the wood will rot. If the wood stays wet, it starts to rot the frame. I mean, you know, as part of our standard install package, we tend to put new clips in where they are brittle. If they don't come out in one piece, then we'll put new in. It's as simple as that. It's the same with a lot of the screws are always rusty. So, you know, how much is a box of screws? You know, it's the little things that you shouldn't really cheap out, but people do. And unfortunately, that's when they use wrong size screws. We've had it where people have put really long screws in because they don't realise that they're going to pop through the other side. I mean, maybe to a lot of the viewers will think, well, that's really, come on, Chortle, that's common sense. But you know, sometimes people don't think in that way. They don't. They just think, well, that'll do. You're not going to see it, you know. Yeah,
out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, that's no good for someone like us. I know people say, well, you can't see it, but if it's done right, in your own mind, you know it's done right.
Yeah. That's the side you did.
Yeah, that's fine. It's the best side.
It's the best side.
Yeah,
fair
it's
enough.
the best side.
Yeah, that's the side I did.
Yeah.
Not the best side.
No, you know,
that's the side Carl did.
It's just a piece of tape, isn't it, really?
Oh, I'm only kidding. Pulling your leg. I think if people don't know you know what you're doing by now, then they've obviously not watched the other videos.
Well, one of the other things I will point out, there's a plastic strip here, which goes to the underside, and so many fitters, they just rip the hood off and they rip this plastic trim
Yeah.
away with it and don't realise, and they chuck it away, and it does form part of the seal that would go onto your header.
So the header, as Carl's talking about, is just a large piece of rubber that goes across this. Now, the painters removed ours with extreme prejudice, it would seem, allegedly. And so we're going to have to try and find another one of those. What we'll do is we'll probably put ours in place just temporarily while we put the roof together. But it will have to be replaced. So we'll be on the hunt for one of those.
Go for a rivet. Oh, you've got it in your hand. Looking around for it. I need to come that side.
Okay. The rivet. That's not in the hole, I don't think. Oh no, it's pulled itself in.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
We've now put the rivet in.
Mm-hmm.
We've put the clips in, and you'll notice that the clips actually go through the material.
Yeah.
Now we do find on some hoods, and it's probably just pure laziness, they leave the old clips in and then cover over the clips and then spend hours trying to poke a hole to find out where the hole is to put the screw in.
Yeah.
But this is how it's done in the factory, and that's how we do it.
Okay.
So yeah, we cut the material out and pop the clips in.
Nice. Everything should line up.
With a bit of luck.
I don't mind keep fit windows, to be honest.
You can buy electric conversion kits, can't you?
You can, and I had, back in the day we used to do it to every car we had. You know, back in the 90s. Now I'm showing me age, but I don't know.
Yeah, we've now installed the clips in the bottom rivet, and just now gonna
Just knocked your brad all off.
oh, okay. As long as you not drop your camera, it'll be alright.
No.
This is where a smaller screwdriver might come in handy.
I've got screwdriver bits if you want.
Oh, fine, mate.
I guess as long as the seals which are in here are supple, the rubbers are supple, they can be reused, right? As long as they're not ripped and stuff.
I mean, very rarely do you need to change the seals unless they are physically damaged.
Here we go, so we're gluing this side on now.
Yep. We've also got our bottom rivet as well.
Nice.
Hold that.
Nice little locator. Make sure it's in the right place.
Yeah.
That glue's amazing though, isn't it? Look at it, look how it's holding that roof on without even having the clips in. Okay, so that's the back seal back on, and here is the front seal, all nicely back in place. Nice new screw. Roof starts to come together. Okay, so now the side clamps are on. You can see we've got the hood tucked in all the way round. I've just released these little J hooks because there's a new hood, so it's not going to be as tight as the old one.
It'll be tighter.
Sorry, it'll be tighter than the old one, so the hooks need loosening off a bit.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Now Carl's just going ahead and gluing in the front section of the hood. Originally there was a plate that had a thread in it for the screws to go in. Well, you know, over time this car obviously has had a life, and so that plate had basically rotted off the back, so there was nothing to screw into. So Carl supplied me with a couple of stainless steel speed nuts, or U-nuts. Don't know what you want to call them, let me know in the comments, but those are clipped over the piece of steel that's remaining to provide the thread for these stainless screws to screw into.
By the way, everything that you fit on those half moon trims, for want of a better word, really should always be stainless steel. But we find people put massive wood screws in there, and rivets and all sorts of stuff, but anything that's steel will introduce rusting into the bodywork, so that's just something to bear in mind. And those bits of glue off.
Oh, no worries. Oh, that's where they go.
Yeah.
Big scary moments. Well, for me anyway, not for Carl. He knows what he's doing. No, anything else? No, okay.
if you do it round and round, like in a circle.
Yeah.
Leaving it a bit unset.
Sorry, I'm trying to film this and do it at the same time.
I've got a lot of silicone on my hands and what, so it's a bit slippy for me. Comes through there.
Get as much slack as we can. There we go. And on. Nice.
Okay.
All right, so that's it. As you've seen, we've and by we I mean Carl has finished the finished the roof. Done an absolutely amazing job. This is unbelievable. I will show you the finished product in just a second. I've done a nice little walk round, and you can see that in just a second. But before we do that, just remains for me to say thank you to Carl, the star of the show, the real star of the show.
You're welcome, Neil. Thank you for your hospitality, your cups of tea, bacon, cobs, dinners, cheese toasties, ham and cheese toasties. It's been a pleasure working with you. At the outset of this really was just to show you it's never really going to be a how-to video, but more of an informative video just to show you the machinations, the ins and outs, the bits and pieces that you probably wouldn't already necessarily see. You're going to discover a lot of these things for yourself if you are going to attempt to do the roof yourself. However, if you do want to engage the professional services of Chortle's Top Shop, my number and all the contact information is in the link below. Okay, cheers guys.
So without any further ado, it's time to show you the final result.